Welcome to Live in the Pub. This is Siusan O'Rourke, and I am here with Zig Zeitler. I am happy to be here.
Yeah, we're both happy to be here, actually.
It's a beautiful day outside.
It is a very beautiful
Gorgeous
day.
weather. It's hard to tempt those people to come into the pub sometimes in the middle of the day like this, but we're going to do it. We have a fabulous day of music lined up for you. We have a great band called Sultra that's coming back to Saginaw on April 22nd. They've been to the White Crow a couple of times now, as well as main staged the Great Lakes Gathering, and they're a favorite for us to bring here. And the CD that I'm going to play for you is actually called The Steps to Home, and it has Sean Hoffman from Sultra on this CD, but it's just a duo. It's Sean Hoffman and Nolan Ladusky, and I believe John Kennedy is actually playing Irish guitar on a lot of the cuts of it. But almost all of the tune sets on here are originals written by Sean and by Nolan, and they're very charming, and some of the titles are very witty. So we're going to start right out listening to a tune set by Sean Hoffman called Crack the Walnut and Roger the Shrubber. The second set of tunes is called Stitch the Cat and the Slacker, and both of those are by Nolan. And then the third set of tunes will be The Cat Who Lived High and Toady, and those are written by Sean again. Sean has this wonderful knack of naming his tune sets by
I just love Irish titles for the tunes.
Irish titles for the tunes?
Yeah, the titles for the tunes. They're so whimsical sometimes.
Yes. So anyway, I hope you love listening to them, and here we go.
All right, let's hear it. All right, great stuff. I like that.
Yes, we are listening to Sean Hoffman and Nolan Ladusky on whistles and fiddle with John Kennedy on Irish guitar. And Sean Kennedy is a core member of the band Sultra, who recently just played again at the White Crow Conservatory of Music. And absolutely fabulous stuff, Irish originals. And it's one of my favorite CDs, actually, of tune sets. It's very fresh, I think, and light.
Yeah, I think that's some nice stuff.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
nice. So we're going to listen to now a couple of cuts off of a very well-founded band called Colcannon. And Colcannon is headed by Mick Bolger, who is now very reputable as far as Irish singing and bringing traditional Irish songs to audiences everywhere. And let me see here. I think the first song we're going to listen to is a very popular melody called The Plowboy, and then we're going to listen to a wonderful original instrumental called The Best Dream. And then I think Liam's going to be into the pub, so he's going to be
Right.
sharing some things that are coming up in the next week or so. So make sure you have pencils that have points on them.
That's right.
Okay, not while you're driving. So he'll be in the pub in just a
Pencils
few
with
minutes.
points.
So let's listen a little bit to Mick Bolger of Colcannon, and this is from the CD Carvis, which is crows.
Yeah, they're going to like this.
When I was not but sweet 16, with beauty's charms a-bloomin' up, 'tis little, little did I think at 19 I'd be greetin' up. And the ploughboy lads, the raw lads, but they're false and they're deceiving up. They'll take you on, they'll gang the wall, and leave the lassies greeting no. Oh, I was fond of company, and I gave the ploughboys freedom more to kiss and hold me in their arms when all my friends were sleeping on. And the ploughboy lads, the raw lads, but they're false and they're deceiving on. They'll take your all and they'll gang the wall, they leave the lassies greeting low. And it's hush-a-bye, and I'm your ma, but the Lord knows who's your daddy, oh. But I'll take care and I'll be well if the ploughboy's in the gloaming know. And the ploughboy lads, the raw lads, but they're false and they're deceiving, no. They'll take your all and they'll gang the wall, they leave the lassies greeting no. And the ploughboy lads, the raw lads, but they're false and they're deceiving no. They'll take your all and they'll gang the wall, they leave the lassies greeting no.
everybody. It's Liam, the extra large Leprechaun, here with your calendar of Irish and Celtic events from the miirish.com page. All things Irish that we know about. So, starting today, of course, you're listening to the show, but tonight, over in Muskegon, the once-a-month Irish music sessions at Hennessy's Irish Pub. Tomorrow, Conklin, of course, and down in Detroit at the Gaelic League, it's the Irish Language Circle at 7:15 p.m. Thursday, there's the radio show out of Muskegon, Sounds Like Ireland, and always live music at Flanagan's Pub at 6:30 in downtown Grand Rapids. Friday, special show, and we're still looking for complete details, but the Tan Hill Weavers will be at the Helmet Playhouse over north of Muskegon. Look that up. You can go right to the site. It'll give you a link, and you can get all the details. Larry Larson, of course, will be at 8 o'clock at the Gaelic League in Detroit, and Kitty's Kaylee also at the Gaelic League at 8 p.m. So all the details, of course, are on the page. On Saturday, May the 6th, Friends of Celtic Culture are also featuring the Tan Hill Weavers right here in Bay City. I highly recommend this show. You should get to the State Theater and get your tickets in advance. That one may already be a sellout, but I think if you go downtown or go online, you can still get tickets for that. It'll be a fabulous show. We guarantee that one. And what else we got going on here? Grand Rapids, the Elders for an AOH fundraiser, one of the Midwest's greatest Celtic bands. Tickets had to be purchased in advance. There may still be a few at the door. Click on that. It'll give you a link to find out if you can still get tickets. And what a great show if you're going to be over on the west side of the state. But down in Berkeley, O'Mara's presents Blackthorn. If you've never seen Blackthorn at O'Mara's in Berkeley, we highly recommend that show also. Lots of good stuff going on. Of course, on Sunday, it's all the online shows and, of course, all of the sessions that happen every Sunday. But also at the Ark, if you missed them everywhere else, the Tan Hill Weavers will be in Ann Arbor. So there's your next opportunity in case you missed them in Bay City up by Muskegon. There's a great chance to see him there. Of course, we're back to Monday then with 2 radio shows. And what else? Detroit and set dancing. All that's on our calendar and more. But let's get right on to what's happening here at the Dirty Tree Pub. You know, with Mother's Day coming up this Sunday, the 2 Seans, that'd be senior and junior, they're putting their heads together right now and their wallets, and they're looking for something special for Sean Sr.'s wife, Donna. That would be Junior's mom. For those of you who are not lucky enough to know Donna, Donna DeLuca McGinn is a collector of cookie jars, and she also is a creator and gifter of her own homemade cookie jars. Several years ago when the kids were small, Senior, for Mother's Day actually, prepaid for a ceramics class back when they were both young. And like everything else, Donna put 150% into her new skills. And in her basement right now, she has dozens of hand-painted cookie jars made while she was in those classes, which they extended a couple of years. Donna loves to bake fresh cookies, and she's a fabulous baker. And then fills the custom cookie jars with those and gives them to her special friends on special occasions. I know she made me a giant leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day several years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, Donna fired a special one-of-a-kind guitar cookie jar for Susan and Zig, if I'm not mistaken. Well, anyways, the 2 Seans are currently on eBay. They had computers set up at the end of the bar, and they're bidding on a rare collectible cookie jar known as a Carolina Large Multicolor Hen. This item is currently at $1,475. They're going to let the timer run out as close as they can and try and sneak in a bid at $1 more at the last minute. If that $1,476 bid takes it, it'll set a new record for the highest price ever paid for a cookie jar on eBay. Let's wish them both luck, as I know Donna would love to add that particular jar to a massive collection. She's talked about it for years. Well, as the bidding continues, let's get back to some music. What do you say? And as always, my friends, stay Irish.
Great stuff. I like that.
Yep, Kilcannon. They've been around a long time
Yeah.
and bring a lot of wonderful traditional music to many, many, many audiences. Now we are, we just came through Pledge Week, or Pledge, I think it's like 2 weeks actually,
Yeah, Pledge
over
Drive,
at
yeah.
Delta Q 90.1 FM that you are listening to right now. And we want to personally thank everybody that has called in and made their pledges, just so you
That's
know.
right.
We know who you are, and we are grateful for you. But when we were talking in the studio with Joe a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned our own CD, Chance the Arm. And I said, we never play anything off of our own CD.
We don't.
We don't. And, I thought it'd be kind of fun to play a little bit off of Chance the Arm. So we're going to do that. And Chance the Arm was the last Irish CD that Zig and I did. It was released, I believe, in, 2014.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was actually named the Celtic Album of the Year by a great Irish radio show, Celtic Echoes, for 2014. And we did things a little bit different on this CD in that usually when we record a CD, it's just Zig and I, and we go into the studio and we play the song, and then we just pick, we'll play it 3 times, and then we'll pick the recording that we like the best.
Yeah.
And that's the one that gets dumped onto the CD. But and we don't do tracks or lay other stuff into it.
No,
But this
we
particular
record.
CD, we thought it'd be fun to incorporate other players and other musicians onto it that we know and like and respect, and that we really enjoy playing with. And that's what we did with Chance the Arm. And the first cut on the CD is called Our Falalalo. It's actually a traditional Scottish song. And we, it's been, 3 years ago now. So our daughter Addie would have been, I think when we recorded it, I think it was actually 2016. She was a senior in high school at the time over at Saginaw Arts and Science Academy. And her friends came and sang harmony on this CD, on that particular song.
Well,
You remember that?
This is really our really the first time we did like a really studio type of recording. Our other stuff has really been more of a live setting.
Yeah, they are very live.
You heard it just as we played it. Or this here, we did do a few overdubs and had some guest artists come in at different times to do things. So it was a little bit different take for us.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, on the first cut, you're going to hear the singers in the background and doing harmony are going to be vocal students from the Saginaw Arts and Science Academy, Addie O'Rourke, Emerald Joyner, Addie O'Rourke, Riebschleiger. I call her O'Rourke because it's on our Irish CD. Emerald Joyner, David Brown, and David Horwath are all singing harmony on that first cut. And then we're going to hear a song called Immigrant Eyes. It's actually written by Guy Clark. And we had a very young fiddler at the time lay tracks on that who's really well entrenched in the Nashville scene. So it kind of gave it that kind of Nashville-y sound to it. Miles Thompson is playing fiddle on this particular song. But so we're going to hear Our Follow Low and Immigrant Eyes, both from Chance the Arm.
There's a lilt in the song I sing, there's laughter and love. There's a tang of the sea and blue from heaven above. Of reason there's none, and why should there be forby? As long as there's fire in the blood and a light in the eye. And whether the blood be Highland, Lowland or no, and whether the skin be black or white as the snow, of kith and of kin, where one be it right, be it wrong, as long as our voices join the chorus of song. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. Fa la li fa lo, I fa la la the blood be Highland, Lowland or no, and whether the skin be black or white as the snow, of kith and of kin, where one be it right, be it wrong, as long as our voices join the chorus of song. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. Fa la li fa lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la eh. I fa la la lo, I fa la la Ellis Island was swarming like a scene in a costume ball, decked out in the colors of Europe and on fire with the hope of it all. There my father's father stood huddled with the tired, the hungry and scared. Turn of the century pilgrims, bound by the dreams they shared. They were standing in line just like cattle, poked and sorted and shoved. Some were one dusk away from sweet freedom, some were torn from someone they loved. Through the sprawling tower of Babel came a young man, confused and alone, determined and bound for America, carrying everything that he owned. And sometimes when I look in my grandfather's immigrant eyes, I see that day reflected and can't hold my feelings inside. I see starting with nothing and working hard all of his life. Don't take for granted, say, grandfather's immigrant eyes. Now he sits and stares out the windows, but his eyes are still just as clear as the day he sailed through the harbor, came ashore on the island of tears. And my grandfather's days are now numbered, but I won't let his memory die, 'cause he gave me the gift of this country and the look in his immigrant eyes. And sometimes when I look in my grandfather's immigrant eyes, I see that day reflected and can't hold my feelings inside. I see starting with nothing and working hard all of his life. Oh, don't take for granted, say, grandfather's immigrant eyes. No, I don't take for granted my grandfather's immigrant eyes.
I think Miles Thompson, when he played fiddle on this, was only 16 years old. Well, I remember he was playing here at the Crow, and we had called him into the studio in the back and asked him if he could lay a couple of fiddle tracks down for us. He listened to the song once, and that's what he played, and it was recorded like immediately. So.
Yeah. Oh, he's a phenomenal player. Well, Miles is, with his father and everything, they were playing. Well, Miles was actually playing Chick Corea stuff, which is incredibly, complicated music at that time.
Right.
So Miles was an exceptional fiddle player.
Yeah, so anyway, we were happy to have him recorded on this CD at the time. We're going to listen to one more cut off this CD before we move on. The next cut will be, let me see here, Thread of the Weave. Thread of the Weave is an original, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a sense of my own personal writing for
song.
my Irish audiences. I write for both our Americana Roots audiences and our Irish audiences, so this will give you just a little bit of taste of what goes on as far as my original songwriting for the Irish genre. So it is called Thread of the Weave.
The strongest of ties are those that don't bind. We think with our hearts much more than our minds. Our bodies are strong, but our souls are sublime, with a purpose that's driven and sweet. With one hand you borrow, and the other one lend. Our friends can be foes, and foes could be friends. When life is beginning, it's rushing toward end. It's all in the thread of the weave. 3 folds in a cloth, and 1 napkin there. 3 leaves of the shamrock, and 1 shamrock fair. 3 joints and a finger, with 1 ring to wear. 3 persons in God, and 1 God in prayer. Days don't always shed light. The seeing are blind, and the blind have keen sight. The mercy we show could win over might. Do we rest at our dear Saviour's feet? And the smallest of babes, with the wisest of souls, you must take on this life, not in pieces but whole. You can't feel the warmth if you've never been cold. It's all in the thread of the weave. 3 folds in a cloth, and 1 napkin there. 3 leaves of the shamrock, and 1 shamrock fair. 3 joints and a finger, with 1 ring to wear. 3 persons in God, and 1 God in prayer. It's all in the thread of the weave.
Beautiful song, Susan.
Thank you, Zig. And you did a good job playing on it, too. Also, I don't know if you paid any attention, but there was some really great whistle playing in that song. Mm-hmm. I don't play whistles, and neither do you.
You didn't think that was my whistling?
No, it wasn't your whistling. It was actually Dee Dee Tibbetts actually played whistles on that song. Dee Dee played a couple of different cuts on this CD. She played whistles. She did melodeon, and I think she even played the harp.
Yeah.
On one of the songs. I think on Believe Me, she played harp.
Yeah.
She is a great musician.
Yeah.
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted and very nice lady. Yes.
Very, very nice lady. So anyway, that gives you just a little bit of taste of Chance the Arm. That was recorded on the Smoke and Sled Dog label, and it was released in 2014, and that was our last Irish CD that we put out. So I hope you enjoyed that. So we're getting ready towards the end of the show already.
We are. It's getting close to that time.
I know.
You know, I want everybody to remember that, this is a White Crow production, and it's produced right here at the White Crow Conservatory of Music.
Yeah, and then we send it off to the great folks at Q90.1.
Yeah.
And they air it for you to be able to hear. And also, if for those of you, like if you should miss a show and you're driving or you're someplace else, I know it's kind of an odd time of the day, remember that we have a great Facebook page, Live in the Pub on Facebook, and you can like us there. But Liam Lynch and miirish.com post a podcast of the show every single week for us so that you guys can hear the show and that you might have missed at your leisure.
Yes,
and also, it's a great place to ask questions or send in requests or tell us what you like or even what you don't like. You know, we're happy to hear from you.
Well, you can always drop by here right at the White Crow, too, and say hello and, drop in for a cup of coffee and, let us know what you like.
Yep, that's always good to know. So we're going to close out today's show with a cut off of The Prodigals, a new CD. I played one of these for you. I might have played this cut, actually, during one of the Pledge shows. And it's really a great song. It's one of Gregory Green's originals. I think he's a great writer. And he's a great concertina player. So this is going to come off of The Prodigals' new CD called Brothers. And I believe the name of the song is called Home to You. It is written by Gregory Green and arranged by the Prodigals. And this is an absolutely fabulous CD. If you don't own a Gregory Green CD, a Prodigal CD, you really should step up to the plate and get one of these. These are fabulous recordings. I own a couple of them. I'm always drawn back to them over and over and over again. So we're going to be hearing Home to You by Gregory Green, and then we're going to be on our way from the pub, Zig. So
that's right. Well, until next Tuesday.
Until next Tuesday, safe home.
Yep, and we will see you live in the pub.
I find myself in the strangest places that I never planned to be. I see myself in strangers' faces. I see them looking back at me. I see his star on the far horizon, from the winding road, from the restless sea. I hear a voice call across the ocean. It calls me now, it beckons me, it calls me home to you, home to you. It calls me home to you, home to you. It calls me home to you, home to you. It calls me home to you, home to you. Madding demons, led astray by the maddest dreams. I'm tossed and turned in changing seasons, no rhyme or reason, or so it seems. I grope my way and I clutch and fumble. The fool's gold rush softly gleams. I start to stray and I start to stumble. I hear the voice call through my dreams. It calls me home to you. Oh, home to you. It calls me home to you. Oh, home to you. It calls me home to you. Oh, home to you. It calls me home to you. Oh, home to you. I say I've changed, I say I'm stronger, I say I know what I knew before. I say I'll hew to the path that's longer, but straight and true, and stray no more. If I can only fight this falling, if the rope can bind the siren's cry, if when I hear that mad song calling, I glance and smile, but pass on by, I'll come home to you.